All right, it is rolling. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live lesson. My name is Alicia, and in this week's lesson, we are going to look at how to talk about your dreams for the future. We are going to cover some basic expressions that you can use to talk about your dreams, the things you want to do. We are also going to talk about using conditional sentence structures. That means if I something something, then I something something. Those kinds of patterns, we'll talk about that. I'm going to cover the differences between wish and hope, and I'm also going to talk about a couple of other expressions that I hope can help you to express your wishes and dreams. So for this week's lesson, actually, we have recorded this. We are trying a new test, so I've recorded this a little bit earlier than usual, so I'm not joining you live this week, but I hope that you enjoy this lesson and like and share as usual. So as you join this live broadcast, please make sure to hit the like button and share the video so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super cool. So while we wait for other people to join this live video, as always, a couple of super quick announcements. The first thing is about this banner at the bottom of the screen, this PDF cheat sheet banner. If you have not checked it out, you can find free PDFs to practice your vocabulary, to practice building your phrases and things. You can find all of these and a bunch of other topics from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. So take a look at these. You can download as many as you like. On the back, this one is about romance and love, yes, but on the back, there's a list of nice compliments too. So you can check out a bunch of these different topics and find some key points from each one. Here's what you'll find if you click on the link. You'll find this page right here. So to download everything, you need to put your name and email address in here, yeah? And then if you have trouble finding what you want to download and making sure it works correctly, you can scroll down. These are all of the PDFs I showed you. You can scroll down here and you'll find this 1, 2, 3, 4-step process. So check this out if you want to download everything and if you need a little extra support while you do that. So I hope that is helpful for you. That is announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is, as always, if you have questions for me, you can send them to me for the Ask Alicia question and answer series. This is an old screenshot from the series, but you can send me your questions about vocabulary, grammar, everyday life, culture, whatever. Small questions are okay. And questions from every level are also okay too. So send them along to me. You can find the link for this in the YouTube description, or send it to me at englishclass101.com/ask-Alicia. You'll find that there. If you want to follow me on Instagram or on Twitter, this is the username, and you can find the link for this as well in the YouTube description. So that is all for our announcements for this week. So I hope that everything is working well and everybody is joining us live now. So let's get to today's topic. Today's topic, as I said, is about how to express your dreams for the future. So here are today's lesson boards. We're going to start by talking about basic dream and wish statements. So very simple sentences. Then we're going to talk about using conditionals. We'll talk about an if conditional pattern, and we'll also talk about using once. Then I'm going to talk about the differences between wish and hope when we use them as verbs, and we'll talk about a few other expressions too. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. And if you haven't, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video. Usually when I'm watching live, I will hit the like button and share it. So I'll do that live in real time when this video plays. But let's get to part 1. Part 1. Basic dream and wish statements. So let's start with some basic expressions that we use to talk about our dreams. The first one is, I want to. I want to something, something, something. When you use this pattern, you can use an infinitive verb phrase. So infinitive verb, the infinitive form of the verb is the base form, the one you find in the dictionary. So sometimes your dictionary says like to plus verb. That's the form of the verb we want to use here. So no change to the verb. I want to, for example, I want to start a business. I want to start a business. Or I want to design a house. I want to design a house. or I want to travel to 10 countries. So each sentence here uses this infinitive form, and we use the I want to pattern as well. When we use this expression in everyday speech, this part, I want to, is reduced down. So not I want to in everyday speech, but I wanna. So in native speed, these sentences would sound like, I wanna start a business. I wanna design a house. I wanna travel to 10 countries. So quite quick, yeah? But you can use your own infinitive verb phrase right here. I want to start, I want to design, I want to travel, I want to go, I want to experience, and so on. So this is a really good way to express a basic desire, yeah? A good everyday expression. Okay, let's go to the next one then. So the next one is, in the future, I want to be able to, plus infinitive verb phrase. So once more, in the future, I want to be able to, infinitive verb phrase. For example, in the future, I want to be able to speak 4 languages. Or in the future, I want to be able to take long vacations. One more, in the future, I want to be able to work from anywhere. Okay, so let's break this sentence down. What's happening in this sentence? First, in the future. In the future. So this means this is my future goal or something I'm talking about for my future. This is probably far in the future, not tomorrow. When we say in the future, we usually don't mean like next week, really, but maybe in a month or the next season or the next year or many years in the future. So in the future, I want to be able to. I want to be able to. So this part means I want to have the ability to. So this is something I cannot do now. That's what this sentence is saying. Something I cannot do now, but in the future, I want to say I can do this. So in the future, I want to be able to speak 4 languages, for example. So now I can't speak 4 languages. Maybe I can speak 1 or 2 or 3 maybe. Cool. But in the future, I want to be able to speak 4. So that's my future distant goal for myself. Or I want to be able to take long vacations. So I can't do that now, but in the future, I want to be able to. So this is a good one to use to talk about your skills and abilities. All right, cool. Let's head on to the third one here. The third one is I dream about gerund phrase. I dream about. So gerund, I've used gerund here. Gerund is the noun form of a verb. We can change a verb into a noun by using this ing form. So we don't use this just for progressive or continuous, right? Like I am talking, you are listening. This is also a way to make the verb become a noun, and we use it in this noun position, yeah? So let's look at some examples. I dream about owning my own business. I dream about owning my own business. So this functions as a noun in the sentence. I dream about owning a business, okay? So this is like a noun phrase. This is the topic of my dream, yeah? Another example, I dream about traveling every month. I dream about traveling every month. Or I dream about making lots of money. So all of these patterns use this gerund phrase. This is important. It's different from this one, yeah? The infinitive verb phrase in the other 2 patterns. So this one, I dream about gerund. Or I want to, or I want to be able to, infinitive verb phrase. So depending on the pattern that you use, you do need to end your sentence, to end your statement, with a different type of grammar, yeah? So please keep these 2 concepts, these 2 ideas in mind, yeah? I dream about has a different ending than I want to, okay? Cool. So this is part 1 for today. So our basic dream and wish statements. Awesome. Okay, let's take one quick break and then we'll go to part 2 where we look at conditionals, some conditional patterns. So really quickly, in case you missed it earlier, I shared, as always, I shared with you about this banner on the bottom of your screen here, the free PDF cheat sheets you can find from the link below the video or above the video, YouTube below the video, Facebook above the video. Here are some I have not shown you in a while. You can find many different topics. This one is for emergencies, maybe useful, well, of course, useful to know emergency words, and on the back, some phrases to use in these situations. This is police assistance, but you can use these as well in other situations in everyday communication, like at work or in some other public place, maybe, if you have a problem. So these are good to know. This one, for example, this says, give me directions too. So that one's basic. Yeah. So there's another one, I'm lost. So you can ask for directions with that too. So check these out. Here's another one for school. Yeah. So school expressions here on the back are some phrases for classrooms. And of course, you could use these in our live sessions too, yeah? So you can use some of these expressions here, yeah? Like slowly, please, and once again. So you can download a few of these. You can download all of these, check them out, print them out, put them on your phone, your computer, whatever you like. Check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube and above the video if you're watching on Facebook. Cool. Okay, let's get back to the lesson. If you have not, please, please, please make sure to hit the like and share button so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super, super cool. Okay, let's go to part 2. Okay, part 2 features conditionals. So I'm not going to talk about all the different types of conditional in this week's lesson. If you want some information about conditional sentence patterns, I have many videos on the English Class 101 YouTube channel and of course at EnglishClass101.com. So if you want to get more information about conditionals, please use your awesome search skills and search the channel for conditional videos. So today I chose a couple of conditional patterns that are very helpful for expressing your wants, desires, and dreams for the future. So let's take a look. First one is, if I A, I'll be able to B. If I A, I'll be able to B. So we have two kind of actions or conditions here. We have A and B. So this means that when A is true, I will be able to B. Again, we have this I'll be able to. Note this here, future tense, I will. I have it reduced here. I will becomes I'll. So I will be able to be. Okay? Let's look at some examples. How do we use this then? So if I pass this test, I'll be able to graduate from university. If I pass this test, I'll be able to graduate from university. So here's my A. If I pass this test, this is A, okay? So if this is true, I'll be able to graduate from university. So B is graduate from university. So this means if I pass the test, it will be possible for me to graduate from university. A must be true, and then B is possible. So we need to use this I will. Sometimes I hear learners forget this will here. And remember, you cannot use this in your if clause. Like sometimes I hear people use if I will pass the test. Not correct. You cannot use will in your if clause there. You need to use it here. So the other mistake I sometimes hear is if I pass the test, I be able to. Not correct. I will be able to. I will be able to. Okay, so your future tense verb needs to be in your main clause. Okay, let's look at another example. If I get a loan, I'll be able to start my own business. If I get a loan, I'll be able to start my own business. So a loan is money you receive from the bank. Yeah, so you have to give the money back to the bank plus extra, plus interest. But you get some money in the beginning for a business or for an idea. So this is called a loan. So if I get a loan, I'll be able to start my own business. So again, here's A. If I get a loan, so if A is true, then B will be possible. I'll be able to start my own business. Okay? Cool. One more example then. So if I give a good presentation, I'll be able to ask for a promotion. If I give a good presentation, I'll be able to ask for a promotion. What's a promotion? Promotion means going up a level. Your job title goes up, increases. Usually, you get more money too after a promotion. So, promotion is a good thing for many people. Sometimes more responsibility. Okay? So, again, here's A. If I, A, give a good presentation, I'll be able to, B, ask for a promotion. Okay? So, in these situations, after A is true, B becomes possible. Okay? Cool. So, this is one pattern you can use to talk about your dream for the future or some kind of plan that you have for the future. Now, I want to look at a different pattern, this once conditional. Once. So we use once, again, to mean after this thing is true, this other thing is true. So very, very simply, it looks like this. Once A, B. So this is a very flexible pattern, yeah? This means after A is true, B. So just like up here. But this can be very, very flexible. This one I gave you all the words you need, yeah? In this one, we can be more flexible. So, for example, once I have my own car, once I have my own car, I'll be able to go anywhere I want. Once I have my own car, I'll be able to go anywhere I want. So here's A. Once I have my own car. So after this is true, I will be able to go anywhere I want. This is B, yeah? So after I have my own car, in the future, again, I will be able to go anywhere I want. So this is similar to this pattern, yeah? Okay, let's look at some other examples that don't use this be able to pattern. So here's another one. Once I finish school, I'll start looking for a job. Once I finish school, I'll start looking for a job. Okay, so here, once I finish school, so this is my condition. It needs to be true, finishing school. Then I will start looking for a job. So in this sentence, we're looking at a sequence of actions, yeah? I'll finish school. After that, I will start looking for a job. Once I finish school, I'll start looking for a job. We're showing a sequence. Okay, last one here. Once I buy a house, I'll host big parties every summer. Once I buy a house, I'll host big parties every summer. Okay, so this means after I buy my house, or after buying a house is true, is a reality for me, I'll host. So to host something means to be the host of a situation. So people come to your house for the party. I'll host big parties every summer. So you might think, well, can I just replace this with an if-I pattern? Like, can I just say, if I buy a big house, I'll host big parties every summer? Well, yeah, you could say that, but it does change the meaning a little bit. So what's the difference? Here, if I buy a big house, sounds like I don't really have a plan to buy a big house right now. Or was it big house? Just a house. Okay, sorry. So if I buy a house, sounds like maybe there's not a plan to buy a house right now. If you use once I buy a house, it sounds like you're planning to do that thing. Like there's some maybe course or some path in your mind. It's part of your plan or a project you have. So using once sounds more like sure, like you've decided to do this thing, yeah? So once I buy a house, I'll host big parties every summer. You sound confident and sure of your plan. If you use if, it sounds like maybe there's a chance that's not going to happen. Like, if I buy a house, I'll host big parties every summer. Sounds like it's not really going to happen, maybe? Let's look at another example. If I finish school, I'll start looking for a job. It's like, oh, there's a chance I might not finish school. That's the feeling up here too. There's a chance this will not happen. If I pass this test, I'll be able to graduate from university. So there's a chance this might not happen, right? If you use this once pattern, it's going to sound more confident. Like, once I pass this test, I'll be able to graduate from university. So it sounds like there's a plan and you're more confident there. Okay, cool. So these are some conditionals that you can use to talk about your plans, your dreams, and your level of confidence about them. Okay, awesome. So we'll take one more super quick break, and then we'll go to part 3, wishing and hoping, and some other expressions too. Okay, awesome. If you missed it super quickly, I talked about these free PDFs at the bottom of the screen. You can find them from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. This one's the family one. I always show this one. I show this one a lot because on the back are some expressions for the first time you meet someone. So if you need to review some of these questions or get some ideas, like I've heard a lot about you, for example, you can find these on the back of this family and relatives one. I know lots of people like to practice introductions and new phrases for meeting people for the first time. So this one might be good for some of you too. Also, here's another one I like. It's the talking online one. So there's vocabulary words for these items, but again, on the back, we have some expressions, so like internet expressions here, and conversation online as well too. So check these out. If you haven't checked recently, take a look. You can find some new stuff that the team has put up recently too. All right, let's get going to the last part because time is running out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go to the last part. And if you haven't, please make sure to like and share the video. That would be super cool. Let's go. Part 3, how to talk about dreams for the future with wish and hope. So this is a very common question. What is the difference between wish and hope? In this part, I'm going to talk about using these words as verbs, okay? So what is a wish? A wish, or rather, what does to wish mean? Sorry, as a verb, not as a noun. So as a verb, it means to desire or to want something or to want a condition we do not have now, and in red here, usually it's not possible or it's very difficult. So let's look at some examples. I wish I had more free time. I wish I had more free time. So we use wish here because we are talking about something we want, we don't have now, and it's difficult to get, or it's not possible for us to get right now. I wish I had more free time. Or, I wish I could speak French. I wish I could speak French. So again, I cannot speak French now. I want to be able to speak French, but it's not possible right now. Like, I can't just immediately learn a language, right? I wish I could speak French. So we use wish to talk about these desires, but that are difficult or not possible to get for us at this point in time. Then, let's compare this to hope. To hope means to want something, to want something to happen or to be true. To want something to happen or to be true. For example, I hope I can finish work on time. I hope I can finish work on time. Or I hope we see each other again soon. Yeah? So let's talk about this then. Could we change these? Could we use different verbs? Could we swap the verbs? No. For example, I wish I can finish work on time. If you have a job where you usually work until very late, maybe you could say that. But you need to change the grammar of your sentence when you use this because we're talking about something that's not true or not possible. So if you want to talk about wishing to finish work on time, you would need to change the grammar of the sentence. Like, I wish I could finish work on time. You could use a sentence like that, but you cannot just switch hope and wish around. Here, I hope we see each other again soon. This sounds nice because it sounds possible. That's the feeling with hope. I hope I can finish work on time today. It sounds like something is possible. You want that to happen, and it sounds like something you can do or you're able to do. I hope I can finish work on time. So, something else I sometimes hear is that learners use hope in these patterns. I hope I could speak French. Or I hope I have more free time. Maybe you could use it with free time, like I hope I have more free time next week, maybe for something that is possible, yes. But when talking about abilities, we don't use it in this way, like I hope I could speak French, or I hope I could cook better, or something like that. We use wish to talk about those things that we cannot change right away, yeah? Hope is used for things we want to happen or conditions that we want to be true and that are actually possible in a short period of time. So this is a quick introduction to the differences between wish and hope. Finally, I want to end with a couple of very positive expressions, I hope. The first one is I can't wait until. I can't wait until. This is an expression of excitement. So saying I can't wait sounds negative, right? But I can't wait until this thing. This is another way to say I'm really looking forward to that thing. It's like saying I'm so excited. It's hard for me to wait. It's not possible for me to wait. For example, I can't wait until I finish school. I can't wait until I finish school. Or I can't wait until my vacation next week. Ooh, I can't wait until my vacation next week. Or I can't wait until I see my family again. Okay? It means I'm really, really excited about this thing, and I'm so excited I don't want to wait. Finally, the last thing, when you achieve your goal or when you finally get that thing you dreamed about, you can say something like this. I've dreamed about this for a very long time. So you can use very if you like. You don't have to. I have, yeah. I've dreamed about this for a very long time, yeah. Or I've dreamed about this for a long time as well too. So these are some positive expressions to describe things you are looking forward to and what you can say when you do achieve your goal. Yeah? Cool. All right. So that is the last part of today's lesson. I hope that you found something that you can use to express your own dreams for the future, your own wishes and hopes and all that kind of good stuff. So I'll finish there for today, but if you want to take a screenshot of today's lesson boards, here you go. Ba-dum. So today we talked about basic dream and wish statements like I want to and in the future I want to be able to. We talked about some conditional statements, and we also talked about the differences between wish and hope and some other expressions you can use to refer to your dreams and your wishes. So I hope that it was helpful for you. I'm going to wrap it up there. That's all for this week, but I'll be back next week, of course. Next week's lesson information is right here. So next week, the date for the lesson will be September 29th, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, please Google it, or you can set a notification on YouTube, on Facebook, or if you follow me on Instagram, I always post a link and a topic reminder in my stories, so check that out. Next week, I'm going to talk about money. Ooh, how to talk about money, earning, spending, and saving money. A very important topic for everybody, I think. So this should be a really great one. So please join me again next week, and we'll talk about money. Good stuff, right? Okay. So I will say goodbye for this week. Thank you very, very much for joining our weekly session. As always, thank you so, so much for liking and sharing the video too. That was super, super great. Don't forget to check out your free stuff from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, above the video if you're watching on Facebook. And if you want to find me on social media or send me your questions for our question and answer series, you can find the links for that in the YouTube description. So I will say goodbye for this week. Thanks again for joining our session, and I will see you again next time. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.